Last week we finished until this part. So let me review a little bit. We are creating a class student and we have several methods. Get student name, get student city, get student score, and then set student score, and then get student score. So we have init. What is init? This is constructor. Whenever we have a new object, let's say S1, then we are creating a new object with two parameters. So the student name is B, and then the student city is U. And this student name will be saved into a variable student name. This student city will be saved into the variable student city. And then the score will start from 0 for every object. So S1 is a student with name B and he lives in Yongin. S2 is a student with name C. He lives in Seoul. And then when I check the score of S1, then the score is 0 because the initial value is 0. So every student will have 0 at the first time. So I mentioned to you, it is not good to directly call the data. Usually we use the method. In order to get the score, we have one method which is get student score. This will return the student score. So the result is the same, 0, 0. But usually we will not allow other people to access the data. So we usually use method. And let's say I want to set the student score into 80. So this student score is a set function. What is set? This is set student score, and then we have one parameter. The parameter is score. Then this score will be set into the variable score. So if I update from the object S1, then S1 will have a new score, which is 80. Now I would like to check the S2. S2, the original score is 0. And now I'm going to set a new score for S2. Let's say I set 90. Then the new score for S2 is 90. Okay. In the object oriented, usually we have two kind of function. The first is get and the other is set. Get means we want to know what is the value from the variable. Set means we want to set up a new value to the variable. So these two are the common method in the object. That's why we can see get, set, get. So maybe you will ask, can I put a function about set student name? Yeah, of course you can. Can I put set student city? Yes, of course. Okay. So I just make it simple, so you don't need to make a lot of function at this thing. So you can have more. Have, for example, set student name, and then you want to put the name like this one. Okay, it is also possible. So you will have the name equals to name. It means, let's say the original name is B, but I want to change to B1. And we can have a new function to set the student name. Or I want to make a new function to set the student city. Yeah, this is also possible. So let's say the variable of the city is city. So the self.city equals to city. It means, let's say the first city of the student is Yongin, but now he moved to Seoul. So I want to change. Then you can use this function to change the value from Yongin to Seoul. So as I mentioned to you, basically we have get and set. So get is just to get the value. Set means we want to modify or we want to set up a new value. Okay, then there are some other things you may need to know about this object-oriented. Okay. So in many cases, objects can be created in a file. So Python can import other files or objects to execute function. And objects in a file can be executed by calling the file name. So we need to make a file name in order to call it from the Jupyter notebook. Alternatively, the file can contain main method so that some functions will run once the file is called. Let's see. I would like to make one file, odd even file. So let's create the odd even.py. At the first time, let's create a text file. So you can see this text file. And then let's rename it to odd_even.py. And then copy and paste the next page. So let me show you. So we can make a new file. Okay, you can press the plus. Okay, here the plus means we are going to add a new file. So you can see notebook, console, okay, text file. Okay. So actually you can create text file or Python file. It's up to you. Because if you know already that it is .py, maybe it's better to create directly Python file. But if you don't have the Python file here, you can create that. So let me just choose the Python file. Let me create a new Python file. And then let me change the file name. Okay, so you can see the file name is untitled. Now let me change to odd even. Odd_even. Now the name is odd even. I give you the code for the odd even.py like this one. So let me copy and paste this. And then I put here. So if you see the code, what is this code about? So it is a function. And there is one parameter n. If n remainder 2 equal 0. So if the number that I put here can be divided by 2, then it is even number. If the number cannot be divided by 2, then it is odd number. So we have the if and else. Now I would like to access this file from Jupyter Notebook? How? So I give you this function. First, we need to import. So let me import it. I'm going to import. What is the name of the Python file? So the name is auth_event. And I can just directly import auth_event. In order to use the function, so I need to call again the name auth_event, and then you need to press dot in order to find what are the methods from this function. If you want to know what are the methods are available, you can just press tab. So if you press the tab, you will see, okay, we have one function, check auth_event function. This is only a tab to the Python file. So let's say I'm going to use this function, and I know in the function we have one parameter, which is n. So let's suppose I make a new value, 2. So what is 2? It will show directly that 2 is an even number. Now I want to have a new number. Let's say auth_event. Check auth_event 3. Then it will give you odd number. It means I can create my Python file, so I can reuse it many times. So I don't need to make into this Jupyter Notebook. And then whenever I want to call it, then I just import it to my Jupyter Notebook. Okay. Using the same way like the object oriented, I can make an object. Let's say I have O1. Okay. So I have O1 is an auth_event. Check auth_event, let's say 5. So O1 will be, oh, yeah, if we call this one, because the function is not returning any value, the function is only print, so it will not give any value. Okay. Unless you have a variable, let's say result. So let's say I want to return result. So if n can be divided by 2, result equals even. Else result equals to odd. So I have a new variable result, and it starts with empty. If it can be divided by 2, then let the value of result equals to even. If the number cannot be divided by 2, then let be the result equals to odd. So I'm going to return it. So return it. I want to give a value to a variable. So if I finish with this, let me again import it first. Now I would like to check O1. O1 is a new variable, and then I'm going to check whether 5 is an odd or even. It will print odd for O1, and I would like to check what is the variable O1. Oh, what is this one? O1 is is known. Let me check first. So the variable result is not written. The variable result is not written. Something. I think there's a problem with this result. Okay, let me check. I'm not sure why this is error. Is it because of the space? I think so. Okay, let me check later about this. I'm not sure now. Okay, anyway, sorry. I need to do something with this O1, not O1 like this one, but O1 with 2. Null type is scalable. Something. Okay. Okay, I think something wrong with this code. Let me check one more time. Yeah, you can see now the event number now appears. Before it doesn't appear. So sometimes you need to restart the kernel if there's something wrong. Okay, this one is because I need to return result, which is a string. So it is, yeah, I don't need to do this one. So you can see if I have the O1, now O1 will have a new value, which is odd number. Yeah. So why it is odd number? We know that it is 5. Okay, we give the value 5, and then the value 5 is here. 5 remainder 2 is 0. No, then it goes here. And then I give a variable result as an odd number. So this variable result will be inserted into the variable or the object that I created. So if I create O1, then O1 will have the variable or the value odd number. So that's why O1 now it shows odd number. Maybe I will just make it simple like this one. Sometimes it happens when you do the code and then something wrong with your code, you cannot run it well, so you can just restart the kernel. So if I do it this one, let me do one more time. Okay, it seems it is stuck. So there's something wrong with the memory. Okay, if I call again the odd number after I restart the kernel, so we have, when I check the 2, then it is even number. When I check 3, then it is odd number. If I put into the O1, then O1 result will be odd number. Okay, so it is our value from this variable. Sorry, this is not, it's supposed not to be res. Maybe this is the problem. Let me call one more time. Okay, so yeah, this is the result. When you have a new variable and you want to put it into one object about the value. So let's see the example from the book. We have one class, which is credit card class. And this is the class diagram. In this class diagram, I think you already know the class name is credit card. Fields. What are fields? This is data member. Data members mean the data that you want to use for creating the object. So we have 5 data. The data of the customer, the bank data, the account data, balance, and limit. Behaviors. For behaviors, usually we call it as the methods. So we have 7 methods: get customer, get bank, get account, get balance, get limit. And then we have 2 execution like charts with 1 parameter, and then make payment with 1 parameter. Let me check. So I give you the credit card.py in the e-class, so you can open it. So it is a class about credit card, and we have one constructor. Constructor means we are going to create a new object with 4 parameters. The first is customer, the second is the bank name, the third is ACT. ACNT is the account identifier. So this is the number of the bank account. And limit means the credit limit. the method will be in dollar. So we are making the variable underbar customer, underbar bank, underbar account, underbar limit, and underbar balance. Usually we call this kind of variable is a private variable because we start with the underbar. Private means you cannot access directly the variable. Whenever you want to access the variable, you need to access from the method. For example, I want to know the customer name. So I will use the get customer method to see the customer name. I want to see what is the bank name. So I need to use the method get bank. I want to see the account ID. Then I need to access the get account. Get limit, so I can access the credit limit. Get balance, so I can access the current balance in the bank account. Charge. The charge means charge given price to the card, assuming sufficient credit limit. Let's say you have the credit card. The credit card will have the limit. If you still have sufficient credit limit, then you can use your credit card. But if the amount of your credit card already exceeds the credit limit, then you should return false. So the price plus the current balance, if it is more than the limit, then return false. If the balance plus price is not more than the limit, then let's do more. So you can use the credit card to do some payment. So let's say you want to make the payment. So you want to do the payment, then okay, how much do you want to pay to the bank? Okay, at the end of the month, you want to pay the amount of all your balance. Then, yeah, the balance will be decreasing according to. So this is an example. We have the main method. So main method, it is to execute the code. And then we have a list of wallet. How do we know this is a list? This is the square bracket. The square bracket is a list. And it starts with empty list. Now we have the first data. We want to append the credit card. What is this credit card? This is the class name. This is the class name, credit card. So it means I'm going to create a new object. And the new object should have 4 variables. So here, the credit card will have 4 variables. The first variable is the customer name. The second variable is the bank name. The third variable is the bank identifier or account identifier. And the last one is the credit limit. So there are 3 accounts. So let's say, okay, the account, the customer name is the same, John Bowman, John Bowman, John Bowman. The bank is different, California Savings and California Finance. So this is just an example. Let's say you have 3 kind of credit cards: Uri Bank, Kukmin Bank, and Hana Bank, for example. And then of course you will have different numbers. And then each bank will give you different credit limit. Now, this is just a kind of value with random. Range 1 until 17. So, you know, this is a loop. A loop from 1 until 16. And then the wallet 0 means, what is it? We have a list. And then the first list is the credit card in the California statement. The second list is the credit card in the California Federal. And the third one is the credit card from the California Finance. So the credit card in the index 0 means the California saving. Let's say he buys something and the value is from this range. The wallet number 1, which is from the California Federal, let's say he buys something and then he buys 2 times from this random value. And then this is the wallet number 2, which is using the credit card California Finance. The payment is 3 times from this value. So the last one, we want to check what is the current balance. So we have range until 3. It means we have 3 credit cards. Okay, the credit card 1, credit card 2, credit card 3. So we want to know for every credit card, what is the information of the customer, the bank, the account number, the limit, and what is the current balance. So let's say John, he would like to pay. Okay. So if the balance is more than 100, then let's make payment 100. Okay, so we can do this one. There are 2 ways to do this one. You can call this one from the Jupyter Notebook. Okay. You can just call the import credit card. Okay. And then credit card. Sorry, because we have the main function here. Okay, maybe it's not good idea to run that one. And let me just copy and paste this one for make it easy for you. So we have the class credit card, and then I have the main. The main means I would like to execute this one. So if I have the main function, yeah, it is. We need to have another way to connect from Jupyter Notebook to this file. Let me just use this way. So you can see the first credit card from the California savings. Now the balance is 136 because I have one function or one statement here. If the balance is more than 100, then let's make the payment. So what is the balance? The balance is 136. Then let's make the payment. So the current balance is 36. The second credit card, the balance is 272. Because it is more than 200, then we will do the payment. The first payment is $100. That's why the balance becomes 172. What is the meaning by while? While is a loop. So if the balance is still more than 100, we will do another payment until the balance is less than 100. So we have the new balance is equal to 172, and then make another payment. Now the new balance becomes 72. The last credit card, the balance is 408. Then it will be paid 100. It becomes 308. Because it is still more than 100, we will pay again. Because it is still more than 100, we will pay again. Because it is still more than 100, we will pay again. Then we stop to pay because now the balance is less than 1. Okay, so that's the code, how we can interpret each of the line of the code. So you will see that this is the, so I just review a little bit. This is the class credit card. This is the initial or the constructor with 4 parameters. And then we define every of the data members. For every of these function or methods, we need to define self. Get customer, self. Get bank, self. Get account, self. Get limit, self. And get balance, self. And the last one, we have the charts, which has 1 value. So if this one is okay, then it will be added. It will be added. Make payment means we want to reduce the balance. Okay. Main. What does it mean by this main function? So the main means it will execute all of the code found in the file. So this is like, we call it main function. It is a special variable. So when your code is imported by another, then you can call the main. Or when your module or code is the main program, then you can do the. Okay. So we will do more with the main later. Now we are going to enter one of the important part in the object-oriented, which is about the design principle. There are 4 design principles in object-oriented. First is about modularity. The second is about abstraction. The other is about encapsulation and polymorphism. For this PowerPoint, I didn't explain this one. I will skip this one. I will explain a little bit briefly about those 3. What is modularity? So modularity means the process of decomposing a problem or program into a set of modules, so as to reduce the overall complexity of the problem. So you can see, if you want to make a good program, so you cannot make all the program at once. You need to make a module. Maybe the module about, if it is about music, so you have the module about song. You need to have a module only about the singer. You need to have a module about the group of singers, and so on. So if you have the modularity, it will be better to reduce the complexity of the program. For example, I want to calculate the median. Do you know median? How we can calculate this median? We know that, okay, this is a number. We first sort the number. Okay, 2.7, 3.5, 5.1, 8.3. Okay, this is already sorted. Because it is already sorted, then check if the total number in the sequence is odd or even. Okay. How many numbers do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it is even number. If it is even number, then if the total number in the sequence is odd, the median is the mid value. If the total number in the sequence is even, then the median is the mean of the two middlemost numbers. So if it is even, then we have the mean from these two numbers. Then this is the median. But if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, there are 5 numbers, it is odd number, then the median will be the middle number. Then if we want to make a module, I can make 3 modules. The first is sort, because in the sort there are many algorithms. So if you want to make a module of sorting, okay, I can use the algorithm 1 for sorting. But later on, if the data is too big, maybe I will change to algorithm 2, because algorithm 2 is better for big data. So if you do with those kind of module, it will be easier for you to update some algorithm. And then the module 2 is the odd even. We have the odd even that we did before. It is a separate Python file. And then the last one, based on this result, we can make the median calculation. If the number is odd, if the total number is odd, then let's do this problem. If the total number is even, then let's do this problem. So this is what we call as the modularity. We can make different module, because later on, if I need to use this odd even, then I can just change or modify this module, or I can reuse this module. If I want to do the median, yeah, I just use this module, so I don't need to change a lot of line. So this is what we call as the modularity. I will explain more about the abstraction in the next class. Okay, thank you very much for attending the class. See you on Wednesday.